get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money, yeah. I'ma knock it out the park with this one. I'ma knock it out the park with this one, yeah. I'ma knock it out the park with this one. Queens get the money. Queens get the money.
Welcome to Queens Get the Money. My name is Barry Grant Jr. In the middle there is Tom Greer. How you doing, Tom?
Okay. I'm doing okay.
Yeah. By our faces, the Mets win and we're still not happy. Nicole's here. How you doing, Nicole?
Great. Good, whatever, I'm here. So
we are all here because we love this pod.
Yes.
We hate this team right now, but we love this pod and we love talking with each other. So, like, share, and subscribe. This will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, all that stuff. Where are we gonna start? We're gonna start with the big victory today after them getting dog walked for 2 games, and then they actually woke up because Nolan McLean's on the mound. So, thoughts about this game, Tom?
Okay. I mean, honestly, I think one of the 2 positives that I pulled out of this game is Nolan McLean going 7, looking good. That was really great. That makes me really happy. I really want to see if he could string more of these together. Look like he's turned a little bit of a corner and been able to right the problems that he's had. Because the Reds, they do stink. Their lineup's not terrible, and he made him look silly in moments. So I'm really happy to see that McLean looks like that he's kind of getting right, and Bo Bichette keeps hitting. You know what I mean? Like, Bo Bichette has been the Bo Bichette that we've seen over the last couple of games is the Bo Bichette that we were hoping we were going to see when the season started.
Yeah, I think his average is over 240 now.
Yeah. So honestly, for me, that's really kind of it. I understand that they scored 9 runs. I understand that they held the Reds to 1 run after, getting blitzkrieg the last 2 days. But again, it's another lineup that I got to watch Beatty, Vientos, and Alvarez be bad in. So it's like Alvarez ran through a stop sign today. It worked out, but I mean, how often is that from Francisco Alvarez going to actually work out? You know what I mean? Mark Vientos again, just letting a ball that Zach Short threw to him just go right under his glove. They scored 9 runs. They salvaged. I guess they salvaged the series, even though you really didn't, because you lost the season series to the Reds.
5 games to 1.
5-1. It's great because we're talking about like I've said before in our text chats, I don't give up until it is mathematically not happening. I will not give up. The Mets are 5.5 out of the final wild card spot, but losing the tiebreaker to the Reds, sure, they got to get over 500 for us to really care, but like that might matter, because there's still a lot of baseball to be played.
Yeah, Armand says, and shouts to Armand, it's the same-ish, different week. Absolutely. Yeah. SSDD, man. Like, it's just, it's hard to get excited because they take two steps forward and 2 steps back because they're in the same spot that they were in. Mm-hmm. We've made no ground. You know what I mean? After having such a really, really good series against the Braves, right? You would think that they would come out with some sense of urgency and really be able to turn the corners and try to get 2 out of 3 here. But they don't. And that's what they've been doing. They'll sweep a team and then they'll get swept. They'll take 2 out of 3 from somebody and then they'll lose 2 out of 3 to somebody. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything in the season like that. You really can't.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
No, I absolutely completely agree with you. And Armand, I totally understand why you'd give up. I'm not expecting the magical turn around the season run. I'm not expecting it. I'll be hopeful for it. I'll still have hope that maybe they can salvage something. But I mean, when you're running out, when we're still having to see if Kodai Senga can go, he can't. When I do have to see a lineup that features MJ Melendez, Brett Beatty, Mark Vientos, and Francisco Alvarez, and Zach Short playing shortstop, I'm not really going to get all that excited. You know what I mean? It's crazy that this is the highest payroll. This team has the highest payroll in baseball. It's crazy. And this is the lineup that I had to watch today.
It's really embarrassing. So this show is going to be more of a vent session. There's no reason, in my opinion, there's just no reason to be able to cover the game that they just had, because it's like, okay, we know that Nolan McLean can be able to pitch. We understand that. We understand that we have some guys at the top of the order that can be able to hit, but it's the same conversation every day. You know, can we be able to, get the other guys to hit? Can the starting pitching hold up? We're waiting for Francisco Lindor to come back. And while we're waiting for those things to happen, we still have to trot out these semi-pro players that don't belong in this fucking roster. And that's what bothers me the most, is that you see this lineup that they put out every day, and it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. So I'm going to start with the silent assassin. Nicole, what is your vent for the current state of this team? There has to be something that's grinding your gears.
I mean, I think like for me, like it's the Kodai Senga kind of situation. Like before his injury, there was comments that Mendoza made that obviously he's not good enough, and I kind of felt like, or fans like that, like, this is kind of the decision where it's either he's DFA'd or he takes the AAA, goes back down to AAA. But Senga made comments like, I'll have to think about that. The next day, he's allegedly hurt or whatever the case may be, and then he goes on the IL and comes back the first inning. Game's already over.
Walk, 3-run homer.
Yeah, so I'm like when is what's the purpose? Because Brent, he's not even making that much money. Like they can cut bait. Was it $15 million? And that's relatively not that much money. So to kind of just let him go, I know maybe in the Mets' eyes, what other pitching options do they have? But I'm sure there's better stuff than that, because it's just time to kind of move on. And it's really unfortunate because when he came up, he was so good and kind of this is going to be such an important piece for the next couple of years.
Yeah. The man got Cy Young votes and finished second in Rookie of the Year voting.
Yeah. Yeah. And just after that, really couldn't just stay on the field. And when he did come back, he just needs time. I don't know what it is. Even the beginning of the season where they were trying to figure out their rotation. It's do we have to do a 6-man rotation for Senga? But that's kind of you're a major league pitcher. You should be able to pitch every 5 days. So for the Mets, and even the whole rotation kind of taking, that extra rest is just not fair to everybody else when you just have this kind of recovery time, whatever it may be. So I'm kind of, over that. I'm ready to kind of cut bait. And even with, all the players we're talking about, Vientos, Beatty, Alvarez, it's just now and just the past, I feel like the Mets they value these prospects so high. And a couple years ago, they could have gotten really decent return for some of these players. When that's we didn't really need them in the moment. There was definitely upgrades we could have made and traded away a Brett Beatty and got something decent back, especially at a trade deadline that, improved the team. And just know this guy is really great and it's nothing to show for it. They have little high peaks in their careers, but other than that, it's kind of just wasted potential. And I think the Mets kind of now, like luckily we've seen success in our in our rookies, and that's exciting. But I'm just like looking at it now, it's like we've just wasted so much time, so much of Francisco Lindor's career. It's halfway gone, and he's just
Mostly
getting older.
failure since he's been here.
Yeah, and it's like, he's only getting older. I feel like honestly, Soto, he has 3 more years before the opt out. Like I'm not too secure in him staying potentially. Like if granted, he still due a lot of money, so that might be obviously money talks. But I feel like he was sold a lot of BS, and I wouldn't be happy if I was Juan Soto here. So we'll see.
Yeah, Tom.
It's a leveled thing. You know what I mean? My problem is I've defended Mendy so much, like more. I've literally been on the Mendy bandwagon for a while. What I don't like is all we keep hearing is we just got to grind it out. We just got to figure it out. We just got to get better.
We're taking good at bats.
We're taking good at bats. That's all I got to keep hearing. And if Brett Baty, Francisco Alvarez, and Mark Vientos are the good players that you're telling me they are, why are you not getting the best out of them then? So they're either bad baseball players or quadruple A baseball players, or you're not coaching them well enough, or you're not motivating them well enough, because this team looks dead. You know what I mean? The team falls down 2-0, and over. I don't see the fight. I don't see the fight that I saw when the turnaround came in 2024. Yeah. I don't see the fight. It's a completely different team since then. I totally understand that, but the fight that they had, where they had 101 wins, was the one the first season. Was that Buck's first year?
Buck. Yes, Buck.
Yeah. That team were
2022.
They were, if I remember correctly, they were comeback kids. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they did that a lot. This team looks dead the second they fall down. You know what I mean? And I struggle to say, like, is this a full coaching issue, or is it just that we have a front office that completely overestimated the people that they do have on this roster? Because we went into this season talking a lot about, okay, if Baty could step up, if Vientos could step up, I think you and I both, or I did, said Francisco Alvarez is one of the keys to this season, because we're going to need that bat in the lineup, especially with Pete leaving. And he's terrible. Him and Vientos, I don't understand how you could be swinging at balls that are 3 feet out of the strike zone. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? That's my problem. It's just this team looks dead. I keep getting told that there's better talent on this team than they're showing. Well, why are we this far into the season and I still haven't seen it? I see it every once in a while. I saw it when he did it against the Braves. I saw it when he did it today against the Reds. But for the most part, the rest of it's been just bad. Like, explain to me what it is. Are you going to admit that you're you're bad at coaching, or are these players just not good? And if they're not good, we got a problem, because come this offseason, there's a lot more holes to fill and not a lot of people to fill those holes. Right. We talked about it before the season started. The next free agent, that supposed good free agent we were supposed to get, was Nico Hoerner. Guess what? He's staying in Chicago. So I like Carson Bench and AJ Ewing are going to save the mentality of the season, because they look really good and they look like they're going to be really good major leaguers. I'm so happy about that. But Ryan Clifford's probably got to pan out, or you're trading a lot of these young guys for some guys to come in here. And I don't know. I haven't seen enough to make the determination that they're going to make the right move when it comes, when that time comes. You know what I mean?
I think that, going on to your Mendy point, that I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off of. What was it? Was it the first game or the second game was the first time that he got ejected all season?
And it was for a bullshit reason. It wasn't even a real ejection. Just
think about that, right? Your team has looked lackluster the entire season. If that were me and I was the manager of this team, I would get thrown out every other game, just because I have to try to spark some type of fight in this team. Like, sometimes, and we talked about this, right? Sometimes you have to use the media to be able to get the best out of your players. Sometimes you need to embarrass professionals for them to start acting like professionals. Because sometimes guys think they just have this meal ticket that, it's all right, I'm here. No, the fuck you're not. Like, you can be off this team if you don't show the passion that I'm asking for. And you just don't see that. See, the thing is with Brett Baty, I don't have a problem with Brett Baty. I don't have a problem with Brett Baty because I never thought that he was a high-end caliber major league player to begin with. So if you use him as a bench guy, that's his potential, right? I have no use for Mark Vientos. He's not a Major League Baseball player. He doesn't play defense like a Major League Baseball player. He doesn't have the plate awareness for a Major League Baseball player, and he doesn't have the attitude for a Major League Baseball player. He needs to go. And sometimes you have to start making cuts while the season is still on. I don't give a shit about you doing things in the offseason. Do it now. Send a message. You see that dude that wants to go ahead and have all of these oblivious press conferences and he looks like he doesn't care? He's no longer here. Anybody else that has that same type of mentality, you can join him. Because at the end of the day, if I'm Steve Cohen, I have enough money where I can be able to make this entire roster null and void if I want to. I can chalk it up to a loss.
Yeah. I think what it comes down to though is the roster construction itself, because if you just DFA'd Vientos, like I don't want them to DFA Vientos. I don't want them to call up Ryan Clifford to play unless they think he's ready. I don't want to see a guy that they don't think is ready come up and struggle and damage his development. You know what I mean? And then if you cut if you let Mark Vientos go, like who's gonna fill that spot?
You've already embarrassed yourself in regards to all of these fringe players that you sign here, you take this guy off this garbage heap, you take this guy off this garbage heap, you go to the dollar store to go get this guy, then just fill your entire roster with garbage heap guys, because that's what you want to do anyway. You cannot listen, just think about the guys that have panned out on this roster. Let's just remove Juan Soto. Juan Soto doesn't count, right? Let's remove him. Jared Young, right? You got Tyrone Taylor a little bit, right? You can say yes or no, right? You have Huascar Brazoban. You have little pockets. These are fringe guys that he hit home runs on. That's his skill set. He cannot look at a player in free agency or in a trade situation and evaluate that player correctly. He's a garbage evaluator. He can be able to sift through the garbage and find that golden nugget. He can find something in you if you're a throwaway. He cannot see value from just a regular evaluation standpoint. Yet you have him be the one picking the fucking groceries. So if he's the one that's picking the groceries, then don't even look for fucking trades, man. Just go on the garbage heap pile and go pick whatever the fuck you want and go throw a team out there. Because look at the pitching staff. We all sat here in the offseason and said that we needed another 3 pitchers just to be able to have a shot. And look what we rolled into the season with. A guy that has floating bodies in his elbow, a guy that has mental problems that can't fucking throw on the mound, and Kodai Senga. You have fucking David Peterson, who looks like a complete shell of himself, right? You have nothing. You went into the season with that to convince us that that was going to work. And us as Met fans were so optimistic about shit that we're always going to go ahead and swallow the garbage and think that it's fucking steak.
Well, as somebody who didn't have but I think the issue that we run into here is that hindsight's 2020. When we see it from this lens, yeah, it looks bad going into the year.
But Tom, I knew it was gonna be this bad.
No, well, look, I mean, for the most part,
we all said that Sean Manaea was gonna be hot garbage. We knew that.
Yeah, yes.
I said it. I said from day one, David Peterson shouldn't be on this baseball team. I said it from day one. He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be here. And look how it's panned out. The only one that I had hope for was Kodai Senga. Right? That was my guy that was gonna be able to get it turned around and we can have a shot. That was my guy and it didn't work out.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing is like I going into the year, I thought a rotation of the top 3 starters being Freddie Peralta, Nolan McLean, and Clay Holmes. I was like, that's a pretty good 1, 2, 3. And Clay Holmes, until he got hurt, he was a good 2 or 3 starter. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna go.
To me.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go. Yeah, he did look like he was basically the ace. I was going to go crazy about David Peterson and Kodai Senga being the 4 and the 5 because, again, like I thought because they're 4 and 5, I thought I saw enough out of Peterson to be like, okay, you could be a 4th starter. I didn't expect the offense to be as bad as it was to start the year, but like that pitching staff on paper going in, I was like, okay, I think they can make this work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like. I think that's the problem. Is the Mets relied too much on guys with known big injury histories. You know what I mean? They were going to rely on Senga, who has been hurt. I feel like every year he's been here. Jorge Polanco's hurt every year. Luis Robert Jr. hurt all the time. Never plays a full season. So, like, sure, you can talk to me and tell me that those guys are good baseball players. I got no doubt. I know Jorge Polanco can hit. You know what he doesn't do? Play. You know what I mean? So, like, to hit, you have to play. That's like that makes sense. I feel that there's not much more that makes sense than that. And look, Luis Robert Jr., again, if you wanted to recapture some of that magic that he had a couple of years ago, he's got to be on the field. And all I've heard is him say in a post-game presser, oh, yeah, I plan to play again this season. Oh, that's cool. When? Be the last week of the year. Like, what are we talking? Like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm not even going to give, like, I don't want to even give David Stearns, like, an issue saying that he, like he does a penny pinch. I thought the moves, should those guys have stayed healthy, were sound, but I shouldn't have had to say that. Like, I shouldn't have had to say, we're trading away guys, all 4 trading away Pete. And I mean, I'm letting Pete walk and trading away Nimmo. I'm all for it. If you wanted to change it up, that's great. Those guys played every day. The guys you brought in don't play every day.
And never have.
And then again, we're going to rinse and repeat. I do have a problem with Brett Beatty. My problem with Brett Beatty is he stinks. Like, he stinks. He wasn't supposed to just be a bench player. He was going to be a part of the right field rotation. Like, he was going to be playing all the time.
But
that dude
a couple of years
can't
ago,
hit.
He was the number 1 prospect.
That's good. They misevaluated because that man can't hit. He's going to be a Savannah Banana in a couple of years or playing in Korea. Like, he can't hit a Major League Baseball. Like, it's just, I'm sorry. Maybe he'll go to Vegas when they move to Vegas and he'll figure it out there. He ain't figuring it out here. And they're expecting to rely on him.
I think the same thing is going to apply to Kodai Senga. I think Kodai Senga goes to a small market and turns into Kodai Senga again because some people just cannot handle this market. They just can't. And I don't think Kodai Senga mentally is capable of handling New York. He just can't.
He's going to go join the Dodgers.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
They'll fix him. They'll figure it out. There's something in the water in LA.
I don't even think he handled LA. Put him in Kansas City, and he will turn into a Cy Young pitcher. Because nobody gives a shit over there.
Yeah, he didn't pitch enough for that, though.
You never know. He'll go somewhere else and turn into a healthy man. You know, you ever seen that kid in gym class that always has the sick note because he doesn't want to participate in gym class? So it's all a mental thing.
Yeah.
Kodai Senga is mentally sick of being in New York.
Which is bullshit because we gave him so much money to come be here and be hurt all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
What does Armand say? Send Kodai to Mars and he'll pitch like an ace. Absolutely.
Playing the Martian League.
I don't even know if the aliens could be able to fix him. They're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna have to send this one back. We're gonna have to send this one back.
They ain't got enough probes.
Yeah. Now, man, this is a depressing show. Mauricio looks like he's doing baseball activities. How do we feel about that, guys?
That reaction is about how we all feel right now.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
Oh my god, yo!
I feel like there's nothing really. Like we talk about it, Ike's like you said, the quadruple. The quadruple player, because whatever the reason is with him, like it could be the coaching, where he's AAA is like a god, and he comes here and he just can't. He doesn't produce the same results. But a very, very like athletic player, but there's no big moments. I feel like also too, like just when he has like the opportunity, something kind of always comes up. Like granted, this time he got injured, where they had that with Lindor going down, had shortstop, third base, kind of him and Bo Bichette could fill those roles, but he got hurt and that kind of got sidelined. But I don't know, I'm not really too like, it's whatever for me, honestly, because there's no, like, I'm excited for Lindor to come back, but other than that, like anyone else like in this season, it's just like it's a loss for me. So
yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can't get excited about Ronnie anymore. I did get excited. I remember watching all of the videos that I would see on Twitter of Ronnie in the minors, like before he originally got called up, being like, oh, cool, this guy looks awesome. At this point, I'm not convinced that the guy could stay healthy regularly. I'm not convinced he could hit major league pitching. I don't know. I'm starting to realize that, like, with the production of Carson Bench and AJ Ewing, the one thing that I guess I can say kudos to David Stern is, like, the non-David Stern rookies don't look that good. You know what I mean? Like, not even rookies, just young players. Like, Vientos is bad, Beatty bad, Alvarez bad, Mauricio bad. At the very least, we got Benj, Ewing, and McLean looking pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe that's the play. Maybe David Stern just looks at it like, I just want to get up, like we've said before, I just want to get a bunch of young guys ready to go that can just come up, produce right away, and I don't have to commit a lot of money to them right away. Again, like we've said a million times, that's one of the things that drew Soto to the Mets was that, they got a good farm system. They're going to be churning and burning MLB players regularly.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that we have to be the Florida Marlins, though.
No, I don't know. I don't think we have to be the Florida Marlins, but I mean, if we can be a team that can develop and generate good baseball players like we've seen out of Benj and Ewing, I'm not going to be upset about that. I'd like to see my team develop more than just pitching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I am somebody who likes the balance. I like, if you got a stud superstar star player that's out there, go get him, because I'd rather that guy than some guy that can be able to possibly be something else. Go get the superstar. That's just the way I look at things. But if you can't get a superstar at that position, if you got a young kid that's coming up, then give that kid a shot. That's how I look at it. Go get a superstar. You can't get a superstar at that position, then you go ahead and go fill it with a young guy, because then you can be able to have that good balance. I don't like too much youth on a team, and I don't like too much top-heavy talent. You need to have a good mix.
True.
And that's where I'm at with it. Let's go ahead and, I guess, talk about the biggest thing that's going on right now outside of the next series that the Mets are playing. Bo Bichette, there's the rumors that he's going to opt out of his contract at the end of the season. Is anybody surprised by this? No. Anybody surprised?
No.
Like, just team-wise, no. But for him, like, like I was saying like the other day, like he must really hate it to leave over $80 million sitting there.
I don't think so. I don't think that's necessarily true, Nicole, because you got to remember, he had a 7-year commitment with the Phillies. He pulled out of that because we gave him an obnoxious amount of money for a short period of time. He's still looking for that 7-year deal, right? So he cashed out 1 year, which is great, right? It was more money that he was going to get from the Phillies for that 1 year. Now he's still young enough to be able to still go get that 6-7 year contract, right? That's how he's looking at it. And who knows? That it doesn't, just because he's opting out doesn't necessarily mean he's leaving the Mets. If we can be able to get to him and lock him in, it's possible that he can stay here, but it depends on how he finishes the season and how, Stearns and how he feels about being a Met and all that stuff. So there's possibility of him staying here long term. You know what I mean? Especially depending on how he finishes. So I don't really necessarily look at it like he's upset. It's just that you have this trump card that you can be able to play. Why not play it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess I feel like going into the season, like I'm like, this is kind of like a 1 year contract.
Yeah.
And then he had those comments saying like a few weeks ago that he's not looking at it that way. Like he wants to stay. And I was saying like, oh, like he's kind of talking too early. And then now allegedly that he's opting out.
Yeah.
So that kind of like it was a weird, like why even kind of, I know you have to kind of, actually even that, like that wasn't like a press, like post interview or anything. That was just like an article, correct?
Yeah, it was just something that, I'm sure his agent probably leaked that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that an agent will leak just because, they're either trying to angle for maybe a trade, or they're just, kind of exercising their options, or kind of just flexing their muscle that, listen, we do have this power here that we can be able to opt out if we want to, but that could be a negotiation ploy that they're just looking to see, hey, listen, if we can't get assurances that we can be able to get a long-term deal, then we're just going to opt out and look somewhere else. So there's a myriad of reasons why an agent will do that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he will. It's just one of those things that they go ahead and float out there just to be able to be, a talking point at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see like what happens, because I don't know. I don't think we'll have to see, but I don't think like the Mets are kind of gonna offer him anything, but they could. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Tom.
Yeah, no, Armand, I kind of agree with what Armand says. If he opts out, he's one of the better hitters that are available on the market. Because again, like we said before, the free agent market's pretty thin next year.
He might be the number one guy.
Yeah. Again, especially since Nico Horner got that deal. So it makes sense.
And if he finishes strong, then it makes his case even better than that.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure it's also like hey, we are willing to opt. We are thinking about opting out of this deal. Maybe it makes it more attractive for other teams that might want to trade for him if the Mets if and when the Mets decide they're going to start selling off pieces.
Exactly.
So if with that guarantee, we're not guaranteed necessarily, but with that option, teams might be more inclined to go ahead and trade for him because they know he's probably going to opt out. But Armand's also right saying that he'd have to sign early because the lockout's coming, or the work stoppage is coming. We don't know how that's all necessarily going to shake out. But again, similar to how I said about, the Freddie stuff in the beginning of the year, I'll wait and see. You know what I mean? Bo Bichette could be hitting well right now. He could go in the tank at the end of the year. And then he's saying like, ooh, work stoppage is coming. I don't know how much I'm really going to get paid off of this bad year. I don't know if I'm going to get the length or the money that I'm looking for. Maybe I'll just opt back in and, ride this one out.
Yeah, he might very well think, have interest in playing the market, and he probably just won't.
And what? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Honestly, I hope Bo Bichette hates it here right now. I hope so. If he didn't hate it here right now, I don't want him on my baseball team, because if you don't hate what you're doing, if you don't hate at the way this team's currently playing and the way this team is performing, I don't think I want you here. I don't want you. It's the same conversation when they asked Soto in the beginning of the year, like, when was he having the most fun playing baseball? And he didn't mention last year. You know why he didn't mention last year? Because they sucked. I don't want you. Yeah, I don't want you to enjoy sucking. I don't want you to be having a good time. I want you to be upset because you're bad. you're all bad.
Yeah. No, I agree. Armand says that my take is with the lockout, I didn't want the Mets to spend money in free agency or trade for players. Yeah. I mean, kind of keep the status quo until you can be able to figure out what the work stoppers are going to be. So, I don't hate that. It's just that I just want to move on from Mendoza. I just do. I don't care what happens. I just want him to just go.
Yeah.
Like, it's just time. He was never a good manager to me. And he's still young in his career where he can be able to figure it out somewhere else. But he's just not a good manager right now. Like, whenever he departs from the Mets and he looks in the mirror or he kind of takes a pan view of all of the decisions and the mistakes that he's made, he has a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do to be able to, like, it's not about having the respect of the players. It's about having the type of temperament that you need to be a manager, to have the pulse of the team and be able to have your thumb on what's happening on your baseball team. He doesn't have that. Yeah. And that's my biggest problem with him. It's my biggest problem with him.
I agree. Unfortunately, I think we're riding it out to the end of his contract, which is this year. At the end of this year, he's gone. They'll bring in a new manager, and hopefully it's nobody on this staff. And, Oh,
yeah. I mean, listen, every single one of these new staff members, they can all go. All of them.
Yeah. I agree. Honestly, I don't even know if I want Beltran at this point. I think I want somebody with managerial experience.
You hush your mouth, okay?
I want somebody with experience.
You hush your mouth with that filth that's coming out.
No, I don't want to ruin my I don't want to ruin my perception of Carlos Beltran. I don't want to. You take that job to get fired and lose it. I don't want it.
Carlos Beltran's going to come here and save the Mets. Okay, you seen what Rick Brunson did? His son came here and won a championship for the Knicks. Okay, there's history there.
Well, unfortunately, Mike Brown was the head coach of that team, by the way.
It doesn't matter. Rick Brunson was on the team as a staff.
And Carlos Beltran's center field playing son, that's a future Hall of Famer, is not waiting in the wings to come over here and help him win a championship.
Don't worry about that.
I don't even know if he exists. I don't know if Beltran has sons.
Well, if he doesn't, then whoever he mentors, we'll get him too.
But you don't want experience, because over the last 3 years, we had Carlos Mendoza, whom you agree. At this point, I can agree with you. Mendoza's a bad manager.
Yes.
Mendoza's first job as a manager was with the New York Mets.
Yes.
Why don't we want you? You said you wouldn't have wanted to fire Buck. Buck was a man of experience. I want a manager. I want a real manager now.
You can get a manager with experience, then go sign Andy Green. Then he got experience.
I want a good manager.
Then there you go. You can't say experience and then you have to have good. You gotta have good. Yeah. You have to have them both. Name me a guy with experience and good that's out there. There are not many.
Alex Cora.
The problem. There are not many.
Alex Cora,
yes. Listen, you know who I want. I want Cora. What's his name? Espada. I want him, or I want
It can't be Dusty. He's too old.
He's sleeping. He's in bed.
I need Dusty. Okay.
Let the man retire. Let the man retire.
Wake him up, because Dusty will lead any dead body to the playoffs. Okay, that's what he does. He would take this garbage roster and get it to the postseason. He would.
I don't know if he's got enough talent for that.
Dusty takes nothing to the playoffs. Do you understand that?
He's got less than nothing.
He would still take it. Because the thing, I'm not even kidding. Dusty just knows how to get the most out of his players. He always has. And that's the most you need.
What's the most you're getting out of Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, and Francisco Alvarez?
27 home runs. 75,
You
70
think?
RBIs. He got that in 2024.
I fundamentally don't think you're allowed to use 2024 as a motivation or a positive mark.
Right.
Because every time I did it,
I'm just saying that if you're talking about maximum potential, that's the only year that we can pull from, right? I think Dusty can be able to get 2023 Francisco Alvarez. I do.
Armand, you can't put that name in the chat.
No,
you just can't.
Yachty,
you can't. I understand he's Hall of Famer.
No.
Great player. You can't. Yachty or Molina can't be our manager.
I would roll over. I'm not even in my grave yet, and I would roll over. No Yachty.
That would hurt so. That would hurt so bad.
Listen, I call Max Scherzer the biggest ops in Met history. That guy, if he gets signed to the Mets as a manager, will circle. He would overtake Max Scherzer as the biggest ops in Mets history. No, no.
As much as I think the players would love him, I can't. I just can't do it.
No, Pujols I'll take, but I can't take Yachty. I can't do it.
Armand, be honest. You know why Yachty can't be our manager. I understand catchers make good managers. I understand Yachty's a great baseball guy. I totally get it. You know why Yachty can't be our manager. No, I'm not going to get over it. 2006 was traumatizing for me.
We will not get over that. Okay, you can't tell New York fans to get over things, Armand. Okay, do you know how long it took Knicks fans to get over 1994? Do you know how long it took? It took just now for them to get over 1994. Come on now. Don't do that. Yadier Molina. No.
That would be crazy, though.
I would bring back the cheating Astros collab with Cora and Beltran and see what happens.
Give me that.
At the Mets.
Give me that. Give me some guys that have the passion to cheat to win. I like that. Listen, I'm a big fan of Bill Belichick. You know why? Because the man said, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever the hell I got to do to win. I like players like that. I like people like that. I'm sorry. I like people like that in sports. Not other stuff. In sports. Cheat to win. Figure out a way. I don't care. It's better than what we're doing. It's better than what we're doing.
Look, Armand, we're also just BSing here. Like, if that ended up being the thing, I'd be down. We're gonna have to go with it. But Yachty's 1,000,000% not my first choice.
Nobody's boycotting the Mets if Yadier becomes the manager. It's just
uncomfortable.
My preference, my number one is Alex Cora, Dusty Baker, and then Carlos Beltran. And if you want to have an outsider in there, give me David Wright.
No. Well, I wouldn't want to do that I wouldn't want to do that. We broke that man's back once already. We can't do it. We can't break his mind.
Here's an interesting one. You guys may curse me out and tell me to leave, but I'm going to say it anyway. Former Met, great too. Left-handed swing. Really, really beautiful swing. Is the only man in the history of baseball to have a grand single.
Oh my God.
Would you bring Robin Ventura here to manage?
What's Robin Ventura's managerial record? Is he even coaching anywhere?
No, I don't think so.
He did manage the White Sox. I'm not crazy. Yeah, he did. All right. As a manager, he's got 375 wins. You want to take a guess how many losses?
About 700.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. 435 losses.
That ain't that bad. Come on. It's the White Sox.
Yeah, I guess so. He did manage. Yeah, but there's a reason that he's not managing again, I'd imagine.
It's the White Sox.
Managed a total of 808 games. Oh, he resigned. Okay, so he might not want to manage anymore.
He didn't want to manage them.
Yeah, but if he wanted to manage, he'd get a job.
That's not necessarily true. Armand said he's not good. I'd take him over Mendy, though. I would. He's a Met. Okay?
I know, but he's a bad manager.
He was a White Sox before Met, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just grasping at straws, guys. I just want to feel good about the Mets. Is that so wrong to ask? Just bring back the old timers. That will make me feel good. Just bring back guys that made me feel nice as watching them play with the Mets. Beltran, David Wright. Just bring all of these guys back. Bring them all back.
For Old Timers Day. Let's do Old Timers Day every year. Then you can bring them all back.
What's the next series that we have on deck? And then we'll get out of here.
Let's take a look, because I, honest to God, totally forgot.
Who
Weird
cares?
weird they're not playing on Friday. That's a weird off day. Oh, Philly.
Who are we playing?
We got it. It's fine.
Dodgers?
No,
Philly.
Phillies. The
Oh,
Phillies.
the Phillies. Oh, we own them. I don't care about that.
Yeah. I'm
I
gonna
think it's
go.
in Philly too.
I'm telling you, we're gonna go ahead and dog walk the Phillies, and then whoever we play after that is gonna dog walk us.
Phillies, and then the Cubs, and that's a big one because the Cubs, if they win that one, if they win that series, they take the season series too, and then it's another tiebreaker. The Mets lost.
Yeah, Amon said they're off on Friday due to the World Cup.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, because Philly's a mess. I mean, New York's a mess too, but Philly's a mess.
What's the pitching matchups? Who we got?
I don't know if they've fully announced the rest of them, but the score, which is what I use, says that
I think ESPN.
ESPN's probably better.
Manaea and Nola on Thursday. Saturday, Peralta and Sanchez.
Oh God.
Sunday,
Sanchez
Wheeler
is so good,
and
isn't he?
Undecided. Yeah.
Sanchez is really good.
He is very good. I mean, I'm not as scared of Aaron Nola because we do kind of own Aaron Nola.
Yeah, we rock Aaron Nola for whatever reason.
Some guys we just have their number.
Hey, listen, not for nothing. Sean Manaea hasn't looked that bad either.
No,
It's been decent. Pretty good.
he looks like he looks like a fourth starter.
Yeah, like his velocities. If his velo can just stay there at 93, I think he has a shot.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, it'll just limp to the end of the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's pretty much what we're looking at here. So I don't know how many of these young kids we're going to start seeing because evidently Weniger and Thornton are not ready enough by the Mets standards to overtake Kodai Senga in a rotation, which
but you know what it is too?
crazy.
The other thing that I don't like about how Stearns uses these young guys when he calls them up is that if you're going to call up a Zach Thornton, you got to give him more than one start, right? Like, there's no way that you can be able to, get your footing as a young pitcher. You need at least a handful of starts to say, okay, what does he have and what he doesn't have? But one start is just not going to be enough. I'm sorry.
The thing is, though, is I just don't think that they think these guys are ready. Like, I don't think they ever anticipated having to use Zach Thornton this year. You know what I mean? Again, they went into the season expecting David Peterson and Kodai Senga to be big contributors. So I don't think they ever expected to have to call this guy up right now. So that's probably why they gave him the one start and sent him down.
What drunk person would think that would be a thing?
But to rely on Kodai Senga and David Peterson?
Yes.
Well, yeah, and I mean, going into the year, you could talk yourself into being like, okay, Kodai Senga, David Peterson can round out the bottom of the rotation. You know,
listen, I told you guys to start the season. I said that man should not be on his damn roster.
You did agree. You did think Kodai was turning it around, though.
Yes, but that's 1 out of 2. Not both of them being garbage.
It was a miscalculation.
You can deal with one starter, one position that you can be able to flip flop with a whole bunch of guys. But 2, David Peterson is rubbish. He's been rubbish. Listen, my friend Bishop can tell you from the first day I saw David Peterson, from when he was a rookie and they called him up, I said that this guy is a receptacle. He is garbage. Okay? He had one good season. One. And everybody's like, oh, David Peterson, garbage. Garbage. And we've seen Garbage for how many years he's been here? 6, 7?
Yeah.
This is how
He's a free agent, yeah.
This is how you know how terrible we are as a franchise. That Garbage has been on this team for 7 years. And we keep throwing it out there to the point where he can't even start a game anymore. That's how garbage he is. It's insane. You know what happens to Garbage after a while? It continues to be garbage and continues to stink and gets moldy and gets stink. It just erodes. Garbage doesn't get nicer. It doesn't. It's garbage.
Yeah,
he's always been garbage. I'm sorry.
He's had now 3 bad years. 3 really bad years. 2021, he had a 5.54 ERA. This year he's at 5.91 right now, and 2023 he had a 5.03. The other years he was, I don't count 2020. 383, 3 starter, 290, 2024, and then 2025 he had 422. Most of that probably came towards the end.
2025, his ERA was under 3 before the All-Star break, and it was over 7 after June. He's garbage.
Well, those complete games definitely did not manage his innings very well.
Garbage.
All right, well, this again, hindsight, looking at it right now, yeah, he's garbage.
He's always been garbage, Tom. Stop it. Okay? Garbage. Instead, you got teams out there that got Sanchez and all these other good pitchers, and we have David Peterson. Come on, man.
Nolan McLean, man.
The man can't. He goes 7 innings one time. We want a parade.
It's his first full year in the majors.
Want a parade?
It's his first full year in the majors.
I'm not even gonna throw shade at the kid. I'm not gonna throw shade at him. I'll throw shade at the other guy.
I know, but you said you wanted we're going against teams that have Christopher Sanchez. I'm telling you, we have Nolan McLean. So we do have good guys.
Good guys, plural.
Well, I mean, a good guy. We have a good guy. We have a good guy.
Plural? What?
We have a good guy. We have one good guy that we developed.
Is there anything else we can talk about? Or are we done? Are we done? I'm sick of it. I don't want to do this anymore. The only joy I get out of this is talking to my friends. But I don't enjoy talking about this garbage team. I just don't enjoy it.
I look at it as a venting session to get out all of our frustrations. We got to enjoy Benj and Ewing.
We're going to end with a positive note. We're going to talk about the Knicks parade tomorrow. That's going to be a shit show.
That's going to be a madhouse.
Yeah. How many people you think is going to be there in the city?
I think they're expecting like 3 million.
Because the population of New York City is 8 million, a little over 8 million. So you got to factor that's going to be almost half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then people traveling in.
It's insane.
It's going to be a zoo.
Armand, this is 100% right. This is an AA meeting for Mets. Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Hi, I'm Tom Greer, and I'm a Mets fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 3.5 is probably a dead-on number.
Jeez, man.
I think that's what kind of sucks about this is, like, through this Mets being bad, like, I was riding high on the Knicks, so, like, I was so happy. Like, I just couldn't not be happy because the Knicks just kept winning, and now that it's over, and I'm thrilled that they won the title.
On the Mets, yeah.
Now I was like, damn it, all I got's the Mets now.
Somebody had made an Instagram post about that. It was so funny. He was like, yo, all of that good feeling about the Knicks, it's over. It's over. I gotta now focus on this garbage team.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. It's horrible.
At the end of the season, I desperately want somebody to ask. I know we'd get a bullshit answer and it wouldn't mean anything. I want somebody to ask David Stearns about the fact that he signed a bunch of guys with injury histories, and that's what he not even that he would admit it because it's a fact. Like, he doesn't have to admit anything. Like, you did that. You signed these guys expecting them to be key contributors. They all have injury histories.
if you notice with the New York media, they don't tend to ask him tough questions. Outside of like, you know, I don't even know who does.
Well, no, I mean they ask him like, you know, they ask him about they do press him a little bit on the team struggling. They have pressed him on Mendy a lot, and he just doesn't want to budge on firing Mendy, which I totally get. You're going to just elevate a coach on this staff that's going to be totally incompetent as well, and Mendy's at the end of his deal anyway. I think they do test him. I just like I want an answer to that question. Like you let guys go that played every day, and then you brought guys in and told us these are the guys that are going to help us reshape the Mets, and they don't play every day. That matters.
Yeah, listen, I think that Steve Cohen needs to hire a consulting firm and go get the best baseball person out there. I'm sorry. I am over this. I am over this David Stearns experiment. I'm just done because I don't see this getting any better. And the one thing is just like, you know, free agency and trades are a very big part of building a team. You can't just build a team through prospects and draft and all this other stuff. You just can't. There's more to a team. There's a lot more elements that make a successful franchise. And he just lacks it. Just does.
Cardinals did it though.
Right.
Cardinals have a lot of guys that they drafted and developed.
But that's the thing is that they have a history of doing this. I don't even think that David Stearns in Milwaukee was really good at doing that. I don't.
It depends on what you would consider good though, because they were playoff contenders.
Yeah, Cardinals won World Series though. What are the Brewers?
But the Cardinals were eating trash for a little while.
That's fine, but at least they won.
They didn't. No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't though. Like after a while, the Cardinals were pretty barren. Like they did not have. They didn't have a ton. I think more recently they didn't have a ton of good years.
Well, no, recently, yes, they have not turned out any big winners like that.
But all of these guys, they were talking about it when the Mets were just playing them in their last series. That a lot of the guys that the Cardinals are playing right now are guys that they drafted and the guys that they have developed. You know,
yeah,
so
Weatherholt and who else? They got Norman and Gorman.
And unfortunately, all the guys that David Stearns has drafted, because he's only been here for a couple of years, are too young to come up and make those contributions. You know what I mean?
But we cannot wait 5 years for David Stearns to finish.
No, I agree. No, you can't. Yes, I agree with you on that.
That's the problem is that, okay, you draft all these kids, we're not waiting. Like, you need to package up these kids, send them off to wherever you got to send them off, and go get me some players. That's what I want, okay? Go get me Fernando. Get Tatis in here, okay? Get me some real players. Get me some Salvador Perez. Get me somebody who's good.
Let Salvi retire. That man is old.
I don't care. He's better than Francisco Alvarez, okay?
Yeah.
As old as he is, he's still better than Frankie.
Torrens is better than Frankie.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Torrens is horrible, but his defense is great.
That's what I'm saying. He's better at defense than Alvi is, and I think he still hits more consistently a little bit than Alvi does. Alvi, like I don't see him taking as many bad at bats as Alvi does.
Armand, I'm with you. Go get me Yordan Alvarez. Give me him.
Yeah. You could do it before the trade deadline. You know what I mean? Just go bring guys in here and just like, you know, let's, even if they're not going to get 10, just get them in here now. You know, why wait? Why wait till the offseason? Bring guys in now when you have the opportunity. It might be a lost season, sure, but you at least might have some guys that you can hang your hat on next year. I don't know if I want to trade for Matt Chapman though.
No, he's too old.
Too old, and the guy doesn't really perform anymore.
And he has a horrible contract.
Yeah.
You thought that Marcus Semien has a bad contract? Yeah, he said, "Hold my beer."
That's what's keeping me away from Rafi.
Yeah,
Rafi's is bad.
Who else is bad? Bogarts is his deal is bad too.
I mean, that Tatis deal is probably not going to be great.
You stop it, okay? The man's having a bad year. He'll figure it out.
He's having a bad year, but imagine him having a bad year here.
Batting, you know that the man is batting 270 or 280 right now, something like that?
That's great. I'm not confident that he's going to do it here.
280. All right? Just because he ain't got no power don't mean he 280. Who's batting 280 on the Mets? Outside of Soto? No one.
No one.
No one. You put Tatis in there in the second hole, he's doing his thing. Okay, you don't think he'd be able to hit home runs? I don't want nobody else in here but superstars. Call me greedy, okay? But that's what I want. I'm tired of the Brett Beattys. I'm tired of all these fringe players. I'm tired of all of these bums. This is New York. You see what the Knicks did? They got all these stars on their team. They ain't got no bums on the team. They got guys that are role players, know their roles, and guys that are good. I want stars here. This is New York. Come on.
I agree.
It's enough. I don't even have a mission to Mars. You know why? Because I want the entire organization to go to Mars. Everyone. I'm done with everybody. I'm done with Cohen because all he did was just talk. Oh, give this team a chance. Oh, I'm giving out free tickets. Why is everybody's complaining, nobody's coming. Oh, he's going to start hitting soon. We haven't heard from him, but I see your bald ass at Knick games. I'm done with this entire organization. Kodai Senga, get out of here. Mark Vientos, get out of here. Kai Correa, I don't even know why you came here. What do you do? You're just a statue there. Go. Just go. Jonah Tong, if you can't figure it out, you need to go. Jack Wenninger, if you can't figure it out, you need to go. Zach Thornton, if you can't figure it out, get the hell out of here. Will Watson, I don't care about nobody. If you can't come here and produce, you got to go. That's all I care about. I don't care about potential anymore. Shouts to Ernest Dove, right? I don't care, right? All that prospect watch we doing, it doesn't mean a damn thing if you come up here and you can't do a guy. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care what your spin rate is. I don't care what your strikeout rate is. I don't care about none of that garbage. Let's get some players that can be able to come here and be mentally focused to play in New York. That's all I care about. We didn't give a damn about no damn strikeout rate and all this garbage with David Wright, with Jose Reyes. We knew by our eyes those guys were good. You sent them up here. I knew from the first day I saw Benj, I knew he's going to be good. You can see these things. I don't need them to be down there for too long. Give me guys like that. And most of the guys that I see in the minors, they don't have that look to me. They don't. So you can be able to give me all of these damn numbers. It doesn't matter to me. Some people down there, they don't have the look. And that scares me because when they come up here and we have all these expectations for them and they don't meet it, then we're mad. Something got to change. It's just like what we were talking about the other day, like what Ernest Dove, he was just like, yo, organizationally, execs are talking that there's something wrong with the Mets. There's something fundamentally wrong with this organization.
Stop me when you've heard. Stop you. I'll stop you when I haven't heard that before.
Does it not feel like we're back in the Wilpon era?
A
little bit. I'm talking all the way. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
No, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't. I still believe. I still believe that however this offseason, the rest of the season shakes out, when we hit next offseason, I honestly think that if this was the Wilpon era, they would get complacent. Like I don't think we would. I do think that we're going to go.
Talking about that, right?
Like I think they're going to make an effort to fix this team in the offseason.
I'm just talking about like structurally, fundamentally, there's something wrong. That's where the Wilpons had fundamental issues with how this organization was ran. Front office was trash. We had the worst analytics in baseball. Our departments was awful. I understand that David Stearns made some changes, but if execs are talking, there's fire there.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is that, and if you got this guy still here, that's my problem. If he's the problem, it's not gonna get any better. It's not gonna get any better.
I can't disagree with you until we end up seeing better results. I just still think I don't like hearkening back to saying like, oh my God, this is just the Wilpon era Mets, because I still think that this team is going to do their best to get better next year. I didn't always think that with the Wilpons. I always thought that, okay, they're not. You know what I mean? Like I had no hope. I had no hope that they would spend money. I had no hope that they were going to bring in the right players. I know this team's at least going to spend money. They have the highest payroll in baseball. They didn't spend it well, but I think they are going to.
Well, is that not eerily similar to the Wilpon era? They spent money. They just didn't spend it well.
Well, they didn't spend a ton of money.
We had like a top 10 payroll almost every year. Outside of
the Madoff thing,
or when Bernie Madoff robbed them blind. You know what I mean? Like, and listen, they won a damn World Series. I don't care what David Stearns does. Win me a World Series and you can be able to overtake them.
Did the Wilpons? Were the Wilpons the owners in 86?
86.
Really? I thought they weren't. I thought they took it over later.
I believe so, but you can check it.
I'm gonna check that right now.
Could be wrong.
They were co-owners in 86.
There you go. The owners.
Fred and it was Doubleday still on the team.
Yeah,
then.
I think they took it over when they took it over fully in what? 89?
Yeah. No, it's 2000. 1986 purchase marked the beginning of the Wilpon majority involvement, while later transitioned to sole ownership in 2002.
There you go. So
Doubleday was bought out.
So they were champions when they bought this team. Okay?
Yeah, but I mean that was a team built by the Doubledays, and Doubleday said, I'm pretty sure Doubleday said going out to worry about Jeff.
Yes,
he said Jeff is going to run this team into the ground or something like that.
And you don't think that some exec was out there and say, you know what, the Mets need to be careful because David Stearns is going to run this team to the ground.
He very well might, and has so far, at least the last 2 years. He very much has. But again, we got to see where these young guys pan out. If a lot of these young guys that he's brought in end up panning out, maybe it won't be too bad.
You know who I feel like, and I think I'm going to have this persona for the rest of the season. The fan in Major League goes to the game with his friends, and he's just so negative about what's going on. And even when the Indians start winning, he's still miserable. Until after a while, he gets proven wrong and he finally jumps on the bandwagon. That's what it's going to take for me to get off this miserable rant that I'm on. They have to go ahead and impress me to the point where I am no longer going to do this capitulation thing where it's just like, oh, they signed this guy. We can be able to be happy. No. I am just going to be completely honest. If I think the guy is rubbish, I am going to go ahead and say it. I am not going to give David Stearns any credit for any marginal moves that you make going forward. They need to be big moves that make sense for me, that look good on paper. I'm not doing none of that nonsense no more. I did it last offseason. I tried my best to try to give him all the credit. No more. No more.
Doesn't deserve it. But again, that's the difference, I think, with the whole Wilpon thing. Like, they're sinking a lot of money into the area around Citi Field to make it better, more touristy, more attractive for people to come play. There's no way that they're going to want ticket sales for Met games to be terrible. I do think that they're going to sink more money into this team or figure out a way to turn this thing around. Like, there were years I did not feel that was happening with the Mets when the Wilpons owned them.
Yeah. Any final words, Silent Assassin? What do you got?
I'm just excited for the trade deadline again. I said that a couple weeks, but just to see what they do.
Oh,
I hope
God.
that.
Do you hope
I
that
just
they're
hope there's
sellers
no hope.
or buyers? Like, what is your hope?
Sellers.
Okay.
Even if they do, like, say they're in. I know it's like horrible to say, like, and probably if this time does come, maybe my mind's changed. But I feel like even if come the deadline time and they're right in it, I still like want to be sellers because I just don't have hope that they're gonna.
I have the
be
same
anything.
feeling. I don't give a damn if they're 3 games out of the wild card. Sell it. Sell it all. Sell it all.
Because they do have some pieces I think get stuff for. So might as well. Especially too with the lockout, try and get some better prospects for the future. So I'm down to sell regardless. So
I am with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Get the money off the books. Get the money off the books so you can make moves in the offseason.
Clean it. Clean it out. If Bo Bichette, you want to opt out, okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and oblige you and trade your ass somewhere else.
Trade him to a contender.
Yeah. Hey, we'll trade you to the Phillies. That's where you wanted to go, right?
I don't want to help them.
I don't care.
I don't want to help them win.
I don't care. You go here. You go wherever you want to go. Armand's with us. Sell everything. Okay, sell everything.
Trade him somewhere. Trade him somewhere in the American League that'll help make the Yankees' life a little more miserable.
Sell Alvarez too. Pack his ass up. Pack him up.
I don't know what you get for him.
I don't care. Pack him up. Okay? Pack him up. Pack up Peterson, Manaya, Senga, Alvarez, Torrens, Bichette, Beatty. You can pack up Mike Talkman too because he's not playing. Pack up what's his name? Robert. You pack up everybody. Just pack them all up.
Unfortunately, my boy Brooks Raley's probably going to be out too.
Brooks Raley, AJ Minter. You keep Huáscar Braziman because you're going to have him until he retires because he's not going to hit free agency. He's too old for that. You can keep him. Everybody else can go. Okay? Luke Weaver, you'll probably get a nice package for him. Get him out of here. Devin Williams, get him out of here. Trade them all off. Everybody. That's when I'll be happy. Just clean it out. Start from scratch.
David Stern's rebuilding it, though.
That's what scares me.
Me too.
But
at this point, me too.
Like you said, if he's developing these young kids and he has a track record, then I guess
that's our only hope.
He wants to turn the Mets into the New York Brewers, whatever.
I think there's a happy medium. It's a happy middle we can find.
I don't think he understands happy medium. I think he's too stupid. Honestly, we talked about that in the group chat today. I just think that I just don't think he's that smart. I just don't. Like you can fake the funk all you want. You went to Harvard, okay, cool. There's a lot of people that have went to Harvard that are fucking morons. Not everybody who's gone to Harvard is smart. Sorry. So, until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace. I am miserable about these Mets. I really am. Just get us out of here, please.